Hello viewers, I'm Jane, the Ultimate Filipina. Today's episode is an entertainment episode. It might be fact or fiction, or a combination of both. It's up to you and your imagination to believe it or not. Just always remember in the Philippines, the sky is the limit, and fantasy can become a reality in a matter of minutes. My story begins with Johnny, a retired 61 years old veteran who had moved to the Philippines to settle. He had a good military retirement after serving 30 years in the military. He also had a substantial financial portfolio from his military savings plan and the sale of his house in the USA. He had been communicating and had a serious relationship with Jocelyn, a 28 years old Filipina from Tacloban, Philippines. Johnny and Jocelyn originally were an LDR relationship because they met online. They had known each other for 3 years, and he had visited her 6 times during the 3 years period. He even attended church mass with Jocelyn and her family during his visits. Jocelyn was a traditional Filipina who was family-oriented because she grew up with both parents. After going through a stressful divorce and losing all his property to his ex-wife, Johnny and Jocelyn agreed they would cohabitate for a few years before marriage upon his retirement to ensure they knew each other well and their compatibility before he would marry again. To speed up my story, they moved into a two-bedroom condo in Cebu, Philippines. All went well and Johnny, who was 61 years old, invited his 61 years old brother, Walter, to visit and find his ideal Filipina. Walter had also just finished a costly divorce and wanted nothing to do with American women again. He vowed to die single. Walter visited them twice a year for 2 years, and Johnny would often leave Walter home alone with Jocelyn, as he did his early morning 2-hour jog. Walter could not jog because of aging and physical limitations. Fast forward to the discovery that Jocelyn was pregnant. Both Johnny and Jocelyn were both elated. It was her first baby and his second child. They decided to get married before the baby was born, and married Philippine style with immediate family and friends. After the baby was born and was 1 year old, Johnny noticed a partially bent thumb finger, prevalent to his brother's side of the family. They had two different fathers, so it was only unique to his brother's father's side of the family. Was it an inheritance from genetics or did not unthinkable happen? Johnny and Walter were best friends, brothers, but Johnny could not shake his thoughts on the unique thumb and asked his doctor about it during his annual checkup. The doctor said if the thumb is unique to only his brother's side, it's probably a family member's on the brother's side. Johnny convinced Jocelyn to take a DNA test by seeing it was a family tree and sister DNA test. The result was shocking. It was not his baby. There was no doubt who the father was. His brother Walter was banging Jocelyn during his early morning walks, and who knows thereafter. Johnny separated from Jocelyn and his brother returned to the USA and died 6 months later from respiratory failure. He had been a heavy smoker for 45 years. Jocelyn has now joined the ranks of the single moms, with no support from the child's father. Walter moved to Panama and is living with a 36 years old single and no children Panamanian. Jocelyn is living in regret, shame and disgrace with her family back in Tacloban. She wishes she could turn back the hands of time and did not bang Johnny's brother Walter. She admits she banged Walter during Johnny's early morning walks. Her lapse of judgment must someday be explained to her child, and where is his foreigner dad? I have included in the video description the song If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time by Tyrone Davis and the Snake Song by All Wilson for your listening pleasure. I'm Jane, the ultimate Filipina, wishing you an ultimate day, an ultimate life in the Philippines. Take care. Bye.